All right, we are live on Thursday. What's going on, guys? Got some guys in here. We got Jonah's in the house. What's going on, Jonah? I need to give you a ring, buddy. It's been a couple days. Got Dr. Justin. Justin, why are you changing your name to Doctor? I'm sure you're probably laughing your ass off right now, but glad to have you in. And we got Gigolo Joe, man. How's things going with you, Joe? I've been keeping an eye on you on the 360 app. Hope things are going well. Got Three Rigs in. What's going on? Saying hi to Fly Rabbit. What's going on, Three Rigs? I hope you're doing well. So, guys, I've got Steven on here, but before we get to Steven, I need to change this around a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get on to Steven here in just a minute, guys, and I'll get all your comments and stuff when y'all start popping them in. So go ahead and start racking up your comments for any health insurance questions or anything like that. That's what we'll go over. And just to go over my week, I had an awesome week this past week. I did almost 3,000 miles, 2,978, I think is what the total miles was. You guys always want to know the money and all that. My gross was damn near $5,000, which is really good in the Swift world. And that put me, right at about $2,800-ish for the week. Not going over a whole bunch of numbers. I told you guys I wasn't going to do that, but that is with the lease payment. That's what you guys can make over here. I've said it many times, guys. You can make the money. I over exceeded what I said your all's capabilities were this week. And let me tell you what, it wasn't hard to do this week either. There was plenty of stuff for me to do. Like I said, guys, I'm on the dedicated route, but again, I've got guys that are doing straight freight that are doing over 3,000. They're doing more miles than I am, and they're making more money than I am. So right now, the freight market seems to be pretty decent with Swift. Everybody that I have brought on has done really well. There's a couple guys that have had some learning experiences that they'll have to deal with, but other than that, that's about it. Well, that's gotten loud. Your background's getting loud.
Oh, mine is?
Yeah. I don't know if you
turn it off. I got the iPad, don't worry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all
know.
good, man. There's my wife saying hello to me and Steven.
I saw that earlier. I was like, who's baby? And then I was like, oh, I saw the name.
So we got Gigolo Joe. I'm running a good. Just wait until 12.5, but I'm with another carrier, and I got PB Epic after 12.5. I'll be coming back to the money. Okay, good deal. So you found you a good landing spot. That's awesome. All right. So you guys have heard from me enough of my big ass mouth. So let's get with Steven here. I was introduced to Steven by another driver, one of my other drivers that came aboard. He came to me, and I'm sure he's watching. He'll probably comment. His name is Chris, and he said, "Hey, give this guy Steven a call, man." He gave me some health insurance options, and I guess he's been dealing with you for a long time, Steven. He says, I don't remember how we started talking about health insurance, but we did. I've had several other guys, that have come aboard or want to come aboard. What's your options for health insurance? And honestly, what Swift offers, and it's really not what Swift offers, it's just what Swift partners with. And it's kind of a generic program, and it doesn't really work, and it's very expensive. So I did a little research, and like I said, me and Chris got to talking. Excuse me. We got to talking, and man, how long did we talk the first time? At least 3 or 4 hours.
I can check, but I believe it was 2.5 hours, and then the last one a couple of days ago was 3 and some change. So
guys, quite a bit. Yeah, guys, be prepared. He's going to do everything a la carte for you. You might need this, but you might not need this, and vice versa. He's gonna tailor your program to what you need and where you need. And I put his business card as the thumbnail, but his number's also on here too. But anyway, I'll keep my mouth shut. It's your turn, Steven. Tell me a little bit about you, and then we'll get into the program.
For sure, man. For sure. Nice to meet everybody. I'm Stephen Frost. I am 27 years old. I live in Orlando, Florida, and then obviously I'm an insurance broker. I've been doing it for about 3 years, and I obviously, wasn't doing that before. So I kind of want to give you all a little background, and then I could get into the fun insurance stuff. Everyone's excited for that. So back in my heyday, I used to play football. I went to play college football for about 2 years. You know, suffered a pretty gnarly injury, and then I was like, hey, I'm good. I'll go back home, go to school there at University of Central Florida, if anybody's familiar. Got my undergrad there, and then I went to physical therapy school and dropped out 3 weeks in. And then after that, I joined the Navy for about 3 years, and then got out of active duty about 3.5 years ago. And then that's when I started doing this. My best friend introduced me to it and just said, hey, give it a try. Think you might be all right at it. And about 3.5 years later, we're pretty much here. So that's pretty much my background. Nothing really crazy, just, try different things, didn't work out, on to the next. That's just how it is. That's how life is. So, and James, you want me to kind of explain, I guess, what the options are, the a la carte thing you said earlier?
Yeah, however you want to explain it, man. Whatever makes it easiest.
Gotcha. It's pretty general. So I work with over 40 carriers across, Medicare, life insurance, health insurance, dental vision, annuities, retirement planning, you name it. The good thing about being a broker in my position is that I have no ties to the carrier. I don't have, I'm not working for them. I work with them. I'm not a direct employee. So technically, there are a lot of loopholes that if you went directly to, let's say, United Healthcare, or if you went to National Life Group directly, you can't say certain things because they're on recorded lines. They're, essentially paper pushers, if you want to call it that. But essentially, they can't, let you take advantage of the company because that's against their policy, and that's part of being employed there. But being a broker, I can pretty much just say, hey, this is what it is. This is what that is. If it doesn't fit, on to the next carrier, just because simply not every carrier is for everybody. And obviously, maybe carrier A is more affordable. However, that's not what best fits your needs. So then I go to carrier B. So really, there's no bias for me. It's just based off what you tell me. I put in the information depending on what you're looking for. And then we essentially just say, hey, this is what your best options are in your state, area code, you name it, just because it depends on the product, whether it's like annuity or insurance, like health insurance, you name it. So that's pretty much what I do, if that makes sense.
That's funny. And just to straighten this out, you said carriers, and that's going to be the insurance companies. When you say carrier on my end, we're thinking trucking companies.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But that's okay. That kind of reminds me back in the day, and I'm going back 25 plus years ago. I used to sell cell phones back when, you probably don't remember, you're too young, but they had the Nextel phones back in the day, the click. You remember Nextel? I know you don't. But anyway, I worked for a Verizon dealer at the time, and you see these AT&T authorized resellers all the time. It's kind of the same thing. When I worked for the Verizon authorized retailers, we didn't just sell Verizon. We sold the Nextel phones. We sold Sprint. We sold all of them, kind of like what you're doing, but we were still an authorized retailer for Verizon. Let me tell you what, back in the day when the Nextels were out, buddy, I made a shit ton of money back in those days. Man, were they fun. But then Sprint ended up buying Nextel, and then obviously Sprint got bought out by, I believe, T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed, but that's kind of the example that I kind of wanted to. If any of the older guys here knows what I'm talking about, because they'll realize what the Nextels are. Anyway, Nextels were very popular with the police officers too, because they were just like another two-way radio in a roundabout way, and we could say whatever we wanted to on there because there was no FCC things that we couldn't do like we could on our police radios. But anyway, that's that. So let me read some of these comments, guys. Pop up comments, man. This show's for you guys. I know we only got like 20 people in here right now, but we can bring them up. Wife says, thanks for joining. Take a cool second, like, share, and comment, and subscribe. The Rabbit channel, please do so. Just as always, don't drive faster than the guardian angel can fly. Also, guys, I just hit 1,900 subscribers today. I just looked, and I'm at 1,902, which, I mean, I've gotten like 30 subscribers just in the last couple of days, which is, to me, is kind of crazy. But what's up, Rabbit? Just got to Edwardsville. You're probably going to shut down here for today. What's going on, Mac T? The wife says, Stephen is the best at navigating what's most cost-effective, tailored to your individual or family needs. There she is doing the marketing for you, Stephen. You got a marketing person.
Thanks, Nicole.
Chris says, I had Nextel and loved it. And here we are. We're getting off track a little bit. Nextel chirp. And we got the king, the bull of the woods is in the house. He's longtime YouTube royalty. How you doing tonight, buddy? Bull of the Woods has been on YouTube for many, 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 many years. Questions, guys, bring them up, man. I don't have any insurance questions. I wanted to make this a good show for Steven. I bragged and told him that I was going to get him a bunch of customers because I know a bunch of you guys don't have health insurance. We got to get you covered. I know that this is probably going to be a replay show. I hate to say it like that, but that's what's going to happen. I already know it because a lot of the guys that I told that we were going to do this video are still driving. I know a lot of guys are just listening. I know there's at least 4 or 5 guys that I talked to about it, or at least listening. 3 Rigs says, I would like more info about the retirement deal. So 3 Rigs, I'm going to put his phone number up here again. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Write his phone number down. Give him a call tomorrow, and he'll set up some time. You do retirement too, right? I think you do, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give him a call, man. He'll tailor it up for you. And Chris says, I'll call him once I come to Squid. Yep, absolutely, Chris. We were just talking about you today, buddy. I know you got to do the company thing for a while. Don't fret, because you'll be over soon enough, and you'll be on my team. Jonah says, let me get parked, and I got a few questions. Okay, Jonah, no problem. You know how to get a hold of me anyways, Jonah, and I can always give you Steven's information.
30 days.
Yeah, I know you got to do 30 days. He's coming aboard, but he's got to do 30 days as a company driver before he comes in as an owner operator.
Gotcha.
He can still set up with the insurance, though, just to let you know.
I was going to say, he could be at the company for another 90 days, and we can still have a conversation. So that way we game plan for going forward, just because you want to, get ahead of everything. And then if anything gets in the way, then it's like, okay, we're prepared, or everything else is covered except this. And then we pivot. Pretty simple, though. Right. It just depends. And being tied to his employer, it won't really affect anything, just because open enrollment does come up in 30 days too. So it kind of works out.
So he can't take insurance from you, even though he's an employee?
No, he still can.
Okay. That's what I was talking about. I mean, 30 days is nothing. He can go ahead and get your insurance.
Yeah, he could get it set up to start after he loses his insurance, if that's the case.
Gotcha. Well, what's your plans for the weekend? Since nobody's asking any questions, I know Jonah's going to come up. You got any plans?
Yeah, so Saturday I will be working, and then we'll probably be watching the UFC fights. UFC 320, I think it is. Yeah. And then
yeah. That's funny she said that. Me and another driver, that's our plan. To hit when we get stopped on Saturday, go to Buffalo Wild Wings and go watch the UFC. That's our plan. Exactly
man. Back in college, we used to do that all the time. We go to because Buffalo Wild Wings was like 5 minutes down from UCF. So on Saturdays, we'd either carpool down there or walk, depending on the situation.
We would go to Hooters, but 2 things, they're starting to close them all down, and all of them, there ain't a whole lot of Hooters left. And I don't know if his wife would like that too much, but he rides with his wife, and his wife rides with him or whatever. He's an older guy like me, but we'll go and watch the football games. He's probably on here actually. He watches a lot of the shows.
Yeah. I'll be having Red Zone on Sunday at 1, and I'll just get nonstop. Well, one commercial, and throughout the whole, 6 hours of commercial-free football? I think it's like 6 or something like that.
That's on Sunday though, right?
Yeah. So that'll be Saturday's UFC, Sunday is NFL.
NFL. Yeah.
Oh, and then Saturday I'll have college football on our TV, in our office. So I'll be watching that in the background too.
All right, so here we go. The Bull of Woods. Does any one person have to be a Swift driver to talk insurance? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's why I put him on here, is for guys like you, Bull of the Woods. Absolutely. Give him a call. He'll do whatever he needs to do to go over. It's all, you pick what you need.
Yeah. I could explain it pretty briefly. It's pretty simple. Basically what I am is like, think about it this way. You have employer insurance and then there's private insurance. You can have both, but typically private is better. I would say more often than not always the case, but private just means that you own and control your coverage, your policy, anything. So that way, if something were to change, you know already what to expect, or because you own it, you can, do what you want with it. Like, hey, you have coverage here, you sacrificed here. Whereas your employer insurance, you're kind of like, hey, well, I'll find out when I get there. Or, if I'm at the hospital, I'll find out the bill afterwards and see, if it was good, bad, or ugly, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But it's private insurance. You can work for anybody. You don't have to work at all. But private insurance, in my opinion, is the way to go. Always have employer insurance if you can. But if not, obviously private is the way to go because, again, your employer owns your coverage, whereas private, it is owned solely by you. And the only person that can make changes are you. And obviously, you got to go through me first, so I would know what you're doing. So.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
All right. I got a bunch of questions here. Yes, it's health insurance, Bull of the Woods. So here's the one here.
I would say to the health insurance question, it's all types of insurance, health, life insurance that has living benefits that can supplement retirement, sickness, illness, you name it. Annuities, that's retirement. Mainly, I would say that's like 99% of the time. And then dental vision, pretty self-explanatory. And the retirement plan that can go across as like, Roths, traditional IRAs, the basic stuff, index funds as well. But yeah, it's just not health insurance. That's one of them. That's the main topic, but there's others though as well.
So what's the average insurance monthly single, soon to be married to no health insurance? I'm a little bit nervous on the phone on the price. Abraham, I'm going to make this real easy for you. You need to really give him a call because, again, I don't want to go over the prices and stuff over here. Just trust me, it's worth your call. You don't need to be nervous about price. I was always nervous about price. This guy took about 2/3 of what I was paying off of my premiums of what I was paying, just to give you an idea. So more than half, 66% discount compared to what I was paying before. Just to give you a heads up, you need to really give this guy a call. That's why I brought him aboard. And there is no average monthly payment. I mean, it's all a la carte. That means you pick what you want and what you need and what you can afford. Yeah. Anyway, give him a call. I stretched him. Call him. He'll work something out for you.
It's not I would say it's not complicated, but I have to ask the simple questions, and it's pretty easy to figure out from there, just because it varies. So that's all.
And just like you said, there's no recorded phone lines either, so it's all just him. Speak it out what you got, man. Speak it out.
Oh, and then I don't charge broker fees or appointment fees, guys. So like, if you schedule an appointment, I'm not going to just Zelle request you or make you sign up for like $100 broker fee. It's completely free to talk to me. I would never want to charge anybody to talk about something they need. Feel like it's a little, you're taking advantage of a situation. I wouldn't want to be in the shoes of someone, paying just to have a conversation about something that maybe I can't help you with. So that's how I see it. It's,
Yeah. And that's another reason why I tell you guys to call him, because we don't want to go over any We don't want to get into the HIPAA stuff is what we don't want to get into. That's why you need to
No.
talk. Bullet Woods says, my deal is I have the VA, but looking for new insurance for my wife. He can help you, buddy. And he can get you supplemental insurance on top of the VA stuff too, right?
You could pretty much get anything as if he didn't have anything. So I'm familiar with VA. It's sectored off from HIPAA or MIB, which is basically 99% of the population. So technically, whatever's in the VA, MIB, which is the Medical Information Bureau, and HIPAA, they have no idea that you even have that because it's private, and it's pretty secure unless you release that to them, which that's a whole process. You would know if you did it, but yes, it's very doable.
All right, 3 Rigs says private's usually a lot higher, though, correct?
Depends on the insurance. Health insurance, I would say more out of times, yes. But again, it depends on situations. So like HMO is basically employer coverage. You're covered in that region or state or zip code, depending on where you live. And then you get subsidy, meaning that if you have a lower income than some, then you get subsidy, which is just basically discounts off what the normal price would be. So if the premium is supposed to be 1,000, but you get 700 subsidy, you're paying 300 a month, just because it's based off income, whatever you're putting on the IRS statements, you name it. But private, I would say health, yes, it's typically more expensive. However, you own it, it's nationwide coverage, and you get bigger discounts. Your copays usually don't exist if you're not really using it. And then also if you're self-employed, PPO insurance is a write-off. So if you had 5,000 in, let's say, health insurance premiums, you can write off up to 4,000 of it, just because it's a private investment technically. I would have to explain it more on another call individually, but yeah, you could write off that as well. And then life insurance, it's more expensive, but it's not as expensive as you think because you own it, as well as the rates don't hike on you. And then if you leave your job, that policy leaves you behind. So now let's say you got it 10 years ago, now you're 10 years older. Now rates are worse or higher, or however you want to put it. So then, it's fixed, you're in control. The best thing is that you're in control. You're paying a little bit more to be in control, and to know that, hey, you have it no matter what until you die or until you use it at the hospital, for example.
So the Bull of Woods wants to know what time can he call you?
Anytime, man. You could text me, call me, and then we set up a time to call. Or if you call me when you're free and I'm free, I'll answer and just say, hey, what's going on, man? And then we'll just go from there. But I usually like to schedule appointments because playing phone tag is exhausting. And we're all busy and, life gets in the way. So that way, if we, schedule appointment, it's not playing chase. It's like, hey, we know we're meeting at this time and this day.
Are you able to get text at that phone number that's up on the screen?
Hmm?
Why don't you guys text him? Tell him your name. You saw him on the show last night, and that'd probably be the best way for him to call you back at his convenience. Because he does set up, blocks of time to talk to you initially to kind of get your ideas of what you want to do. And then eventually he'll call you back and kind of give you the offers that he came up with. That's kind of how we did ours, right? Isn't that what you would say?
Yeah.
It's kind of first hour or so, it's kind of a brief, kind of a meet and greet type thing. And then
icebreaker.
you're gonna have to put several hours into this if you're gonna get a lot of stuff. Like I said, I got 3 or 4 hours invested in this, I think, total.
It's situational. I would say it's not as long. It just depends on, hey, if we get everything correct on the first try, or it's very black and white. Hey, this one looking for, this is my price budget. If you can't meet it, cool. If you can, here are the options. And it's usually can be under an hour, but obviously sometimes it does go, 10 hours. But that's very rare, I would say.
So Bull of the Woods, he's going to be Eastern time. He's based out of Orlando. So I see your comments, and I know you wanted me to screenshot his number, so I know you got it. So, but yeah, he's Eastern time, Orlando, Florida time, just like me. Buddy Matt, he's the one texting me. He says, James, you look like a ghost. That's who's been texting me the whole time. But guys, I'm telling you, anybody that needs health insurance, by all means, give Steven a call. At least give him a chance. He's gonna be a regular that's gonna be coming on here from time to time to kind of answer questions, especially. I know open enrollment is coming up. You said
Yeah.
when is that? October,
So,
November?
no. It's November 1st. It starts. So you have from November 1st to January 15th to apply, sign up. But the minute you sign up, you're not covered unless it's 2026. So if you sign up in November, December, your coverage or premium isn't due or starting till January 1st. But then if you apply like January 7th, then yeah, that's the day you have to pay, and that's when your coverage starts as well, depending on if you've been paying a premium at all.
Okay.
So
Good enough.
this is the best time to look for insurance, because if you get it out of the way early, you won't have to worry about being put on a list, getting called about something you never did or signed up for, and you won't have to, maybe throw your phone across the room, or leave it out at the truck stop or wherever you guys leave it at.
See, Chris, this might not be a bad idea for you to go ahead and get to work with Steven on your deal too. He's the one that's going to be a company driver first.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be one less step that you got to do. Guys, I promised I'll look at this weekend and try to get some type of better lighting situation. I've tried everything I can to figure out this lighting situation, but I'm never able to really. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see if I can turn some of these lights down. Maybe does that help any? Now I look like I'm really a ghost, don't I? Man.
I say you should try to get a ring light and then adjust the lighting.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I have one, but unfortunately, my truck is broke down, and everything that I own that was in my truck is sitting in my not everything. Most everything that I have is sitting in my garage at my house. And I don't even know if I still have that little ring light, but I'll try to get a ring light this weekend to help make things better. I just texted Steven just for your information. Yep. So Bullet Woods just texted you.
Yep, just got him.
3 Rig says, yep, should try ring light. Yeah, I'm going to try and look at that this weekend. For some reason, my expensive microphone isn't working tonight, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that bastard too. I tell you the truth, guys. I bought this cheap ass laptop about 2 years ago. Only thing I really use this laptop for is just to go lives. I like using the iPad, but it's a little bit difficult reading the comments off the iPad and moving. It's just easier with the laptop. So I think what I'm going to have to do is start updating some of this equipment. I'm going to have to buy a high dollar laptop, I think, is what I'm going to end up having to do. I bought cheap when I did this because I didn't really know how big this was going to get. I think I'm getting to the point now to where it's getting big enough that I need to start buying some shit. I'm too basic, and that's the thing. I like being the basic guy. I never really wanted to, I didn't create this YouTube channel to have a bunch of editing. If you ever notice, all my videos are one-shot videos. So if I screw up along the way, guess what? I got to start all over again. And that's the way I always wanted to be. I didn't want you guys to think that I spent a bunch of money on this crap to make things good. Just like I always tell you guys, don't send me money. I don't have a PayPal account for you to send money like all these other, YouTubers have. I don't want your money. All I want is you when I recruit you, just use me as a referral. And I want Swift to pay me. I don't want you guys to have to pay me a penny. That's been my thing from the very beginning. There's been no big secret to any of that, and there was a lot of controversy at first about it, but I think it's all kind of smooth out. But I don't have a Zelle account. I don't have a Venmo, a PayPal, or any of that stuff that I use on here. I don't need any of your all's money, and I've always been that one average guy that just wants to try to help as many people as I can. I've got options for health insurance now that I never had before. I've got truck insurance to help you guys out. I got a place where you can go buy, trucks that are, reasonably priced. All these things I try to pass on to you guys. And the headset that I had, I've had that headset now for almost 6 months. Not talking trash about them by any means, but I haven't brought them back aboard because honestly, I don't really care for the headset. I use it, quite a bit because of its weight and it's real light. But the problem is with it, when you take the headset off, it doesn't cling to your head. It just kind of falls everywhere. So I haven't really promoted it. Not happy with it. And quite frankly, they haven't contacted me back either because they're too busy contacting other YouTubers, which is fine. They can contact the other YouTubers, even though I brought them on here. I was first. Let's put it that way. Life says 3 rigs. I gave him a great mic, and he doesn't even. Yes, I do. I use it. I've got it right here, right now. It's not working tonight for some reason. Usually, it works just fine. And the light never really worked well either. So it's time to update, Nicole. And I will. I'll look at it this weekend. How soon does the insurance start when I get it?
That is dependent on you, in a way. So let's say if we speak tomorrow, the minute you make a payment, that is when you're covered. So if it's PPO insurance, it could be as early as 2 business days later. But if it's through like Marketplace or HMO coverage, then that would start January 1st. So it would vary. Doesn't have to be right away, but it can be. So the minute you make a payment, you're good. So.
Okay. And Bull of the Woods wants to know, have you ever heard of Premier Health Systems LLC out of Frisco, Texas?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'm originally from Plano and the Colony. So if you guys have ever heard the Cosm, it looks like the Sphere, but it's like a lot smaller. But you watch sports in there instead of like a music venue. So I would live near Frisco, just not an LLC from up there. I was too young to kind of remember all that stuff anyway. Moved when I was like 11. Yeah, 11.
So thinking of that right now too, I want you to tell the guys too, you're licensed in 48 states, right?
49. I just don't do any business with New York because I mean it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, we talk
They
about
don't,
it all the time.
yeah, they don't like private insurance, and they're like, hey, we have the best that we can offer because we don't let anybody in. So, it's one of those things.
So there you go, guys. This can help any of you guys in any state except New York. Remember that.
And Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Chris said, did I get rid of the... So, no, I did not get rid of the Google Voice number. I'm not promoting it anymore. Guys, just call me on my regular phone number. That's what's crossing down there at the bottom. It's much easier. The Google Voice was a pain in the ass. You'd have to leave your voice, and it would tell me who it is, and then I would press 1 to accept your call. And then when we would talk, it was about a second delay, and it's too screwed up. So I'm putting my real phone number out there. I didn't do that at first, but I'm moving everything towards that. So contact me on my real number. Just be aware, I get 1,000 phone calls a day, so be patient with me getting back with you. That's the only thing. So she said I did. No, I still got it. I just don't use it anymore. Gee, thanks. What's that supposed to mean, Matt?
Oh, he's talking about New York.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that. You need to, buddy, you want to get out of New York bad anyways. You already know that. So
I was going to say, if he's in New York, he's got family in other states, depending on the type of insurance, he's still good. But if it's health insurance, it's like, can't finagle that one.
Mac T, I don't understand this one. I knew 469 gave it away.
Oh, yeah, Dallas.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I'll be moving back probably here in the next 16 to 24 months, roughly. So.
Matt, mine isn't that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Well, the north part of New York's not bad. It's just the city it's bad. But
the city's better.
Yeah. Huh?
It's chaos. I like chaos.
Oh.
Is fine. That's fun for me.
I'm not in New York at all.
Nah, I know. That's why I live in Palm Bay. It's quiet.
Right. 3 Rig says, off topic, but what position did you play on the field?
Let's see. I initially played wide receiver up until 8th grade, and then 8th grade I made the switch to play quarterback. So played that for 7 years. Yeah, from 8th grade to sophomore year of college. So.
Oh, you could have been a little Tom Brady, huh? Didn't even know that.
Yeah. little faster, but
Either a Tom Brady or maybe a Bernie Kosar. You don't even know who Bernie Kosar
oh
is.
no, I know who Bernie Kosar is. I would accept Aaron Rodgers minus the weird, drugs he does or whatever the hell he does in his free time.
Or, what about Spencer Rattler?
Oh hell no.
Some of
He,
these new guys, man. Woo.
Spencer Rattler's got a punchable face too. And honestly, like watching him on a Netflix series, I was like, he's a in total POS. Like he was so arrogant. I'm like, bro, you're good, but you're not that good. Like you can't talk to people like that, especially if they're your teammates. I don't know. It's
So the Bull of Woods said Bernie Kosar, Cleveland Brown. Yeah, absolutely, man. The only reason I even brought up Bernie Kosar because they actually talked about him on a radio program that I listened to last night. I forgot all about Bernie Kosar, but believe it or not, he's probably the best quarterback that the Browns has ever had. And again, he wasn't that great, but Cleveland hasn't had any good quarterbacks.
I
Deshaun
don't know.
Watson definitely hasn't done anything for him, that's for sure.
I mean, they do have Joe Flacco, so I mean,
But Joe Flacco, he's not starting quarterback now either. Did you hear that?
yeah,
They
you got
pushed
bench
him
for
off.
Gabriel. Yep.
That's right. I don't know, buddy. I got to tell you the truth. I think they need to pull the wire and just go ahead and let Shadur, either sink or swim. One of the two, man, because I think it's time to see what he's got. I really do. To me, he's kind of like what's his name? The guy from Florida Gators.
Lagway?
No, he years ago won with the Gators. Tim
Oh,
Tebow.
Chris Lee.
He's
Oh,
kind of Tim Tebow. They need to let him sink or swim. Figure out if he's good or if he's bad. Think about that, and I think that's
yeah.
what needs to happen.
I think
I
Dylan
think he's
Gabriel is
better.
Dylan Gabriel's a better game manager. He won't lose you the game, but he also won't win the game. Whereas Shador will take risks, and he's like more closer to a gunslinger, I would say. But honestly, I thought if you take out Dion and the Sanders name, he's a third round quarterback. He's not bad.
Yeah, he's an average. Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah,
that. Yeah, the name is what makes everybody excited.
and
You
hate
got
him
to
too.
understand. I am a Deion Sanders fan. Just to
I
let you
love
know,
Dion. Yep.
and I don't. And I'll tell you a little secret about Deion too. I don't. I never was a Cowboys fan. I just like Deion for who he is. Where I'm from, I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, and I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky,
You said it
and
wrong. You said it wrong. You're not really from there.
that's the way you say it, Louisville. It's they
I thought
came
it was
down.
Louisville.
People that ain't the right way to say it. Those are the dumb, uneducated people, but it's Louisville. But anyway, they
It's
built a
Kentucky.
stadium. They built a stadium in 2000. No, it's a different state. Louisville's a different state than Kentucky. But anyway, University of Louisville, all the way, buddy. By the way, but anyway, they built a stadium, Louisville Slugger Field. Deion Sanders is the first person to hit a home run out of that stadium in 2000. I was at the game. Just to give you a little heads up. You remember when he played baseball?
No, I wasn't alive for that yet. 97, I was born.
Yeah.
Right around Christmas. So
It was in 2000. You were alive.
I don't even remember. I mean, I hate to bring it up, but I don't even remember like 9/11, Persian Gulf War, Iraqi War. I don't really remember too much of it. So
I got you, man. But yeah, he was the first one to hit a home run out. I didn't read his. Hold on. John Elway was his nemesis. Yep, absolutely. I agree with you there. Funny, I was going to say Rodgers. So he agrees with you. You do kind of look like a little Aaron Rodgers in a roundabout way.
yeah, I guess it's not a terrible
Oh,
thing.
here we go. We got our first troll on here. Scam Rabbit. How much does James make off of insurance referrals? Oh boy, we got one already started here.
Yeah, I was gonna say your name's scaring me a little bit, man. I don't know if I want to tell you you got scam in your name. I'm a little worried. I'm playing. Oh
He
wow.
is out of here.
Oh, what he said? Did he say some crazy stuff?
Yeah, well, he's just scam rabbit. He's doing it. He wants to know how much I make off of referrals.
Oh, I was gonna say we haven't even gotten that far yet. We were just like, we'll work that out later.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting referrals off of it. But again,
Yeah.
I brought Steven on here for a reason to help you guys out. You don't want to buy insurance from him? Don't buy insurance from him. I'm trying to help you guys out. It's pretty easy.
Right. And if they refer me too, then we would talk referral fees with them as well. So yeah, it's not limited to just you.
You know who these people are anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Three Rig says Tim Tebow, yep. And Steve is right. Ha ha.
Don't tell my girl that. She'll disagree completely. She's like, no, he's not.
I'm not saying it wrong. I'm telling you. And if you ain't first, you're last. That's
Hell
right.
yeah. Ricky Bobby. Greatest quote of
That's
all time.
right, man.
Oh, that's a funny, it's an
Get to
interesting
the
question.
point with the questions. She's so funny.
I
Um,
like Nicole. She's funny.
all right, so Bull's got a question here. Who is the easiest insurance company to deal with, in your opinion? I guess.
Who, like you as the insured or me as the agent? Because it's completely different answers. Like you would actually not expect some of them.
Hmm.
Just say me or Steve. That's like who you're referring to.
All right, I'll wait for him to comment.
I know he will. Oh, oh, I had a feeling that was coming. Depending on the type of insurance, so there's a broker assisted line, and then which is me, and then there's the customer service where you yourself or James or Nicole would call. Um, you would say like, "Hey, I'm calling in, whatever, blah blah blah." If you go through the customer service route, the reason why it takes so long is because the brokers, when we call, we jump to the beginning of the call. Like we basically just hop in front of everybody, so that way we get everything done and we come back. So depending on the carrier, I would say most are pretty easygoing. Um, every company except maybe one is A plus. So usually that just means customer service answers within 5 minutes for brokers. So it doesn't matter. There's some more difficult than not, but if that's the better plan for you, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's part of the job. So I understand that sometimes things are out of my control when I reach out to them to get things done. And I already know what to expect just from doing this for almost, 3-4 years. Who's gonna, stumble? Who's gonna do everything right? Who's gonna send it to me like instantly after I send something? Like they're simple to deal with. I wouldn't say easy is the word either, but they're simple to deal with. So, and if there's things you need me to do, just tell me. I'll do it. So that way you don't have to deal with elevator music or have no idea what they're talking about when you call and ask the question. So I can just handle it for you. And that doesn't cost you anything either, just, because that's just part of my job. So.
All right, so I'm going to address another Trucker's music just came on here, and I banned him too. Guys, it's no big secret, okay? If you're not trying to make money off of referrals, you're an idiot. I hate to say it, but if you're not taking advantage of the system, whether it's a company or your trucking company, it doesn't matter. I've never hidden that secret, and I didn't bring Steven on this show just to make money. I can just refer Steven the way that I do and still make money. I brought him to this platform to help you guys to get insurance. And I'm not going to stress this anymore with the trolls that are coming on here with the stupid comments. It's no big secret. I'm not lying to anybody. And that's going to be the last of it. And I'm not going to get angry over this. Steven's a good guy. He did us a big favor, and we got a good product. And I'm hoping that he does it with you guys too. I'm not pushing you guys to take his products or his services, but I'm at least giving you options. Let me make that perfectly clear, just so you know. Yes, I am getting a referral for everybody that signs up. Just like if you sign somebody up with him, it'll be reciprocated another way. So just want to make sure you know that. So the Bull of the Woods just made a good comment. I signed my wife up with the insurance company named earlier, and they took a payment and didn't have coverage till 30 days later. I didn't authorize the payment. It was only set up for future payments. Whoops, I'm sorry.
I I remember I mentioned a couple. Crap. Um, it just depends on the plan and the product. Some plans, like a company like let's say United Healthcare, they might have 10 plans, but they all have different, possibly waiting periods, which is 30 days. This is pretty typical. Um, there's other reasons why it could have waited. Maybe it's because, hey, once the payment goes through, you're not covered for 30 days because that's just what their company guidelines are. So I'm very blunt, very upfront because I'm not, the truth always sets you free. So if you tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said before. and I'm super busy to the point where honestly, even if I wanted to, I would have no time to try to remember all that because, you know, once you're in the best position possible, potentially, you never know. I could have missed something along the way. Um, but I would say it's more of product in that way. And I would let you know upfront, hey, this is how it works. This is what it is. This is the pro, this is the con, blah, blah, blah. And you'll know pretty much everything there is needed to know about it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But I was worried about the payment authorization. We could talk about that privately though.
So there was two boy Troys. I deleted their comments. Many drivers keep comments positive and legit. More onto another channel. Absolutely. It's just I just don't want the drama, guys. I've said it many times. Matt, they're just upset that you're at Swift. I did 284,000 a year there, turning a Target as a lease op. Yeah, and it's easy to do, buddy. By the way, Matt, I'm on the Coles account. I'm killing it over here, doing better here than I did at the Target account. We'll talk more tomorrow. I got stuff I want to talk to you about, anyways. These coverages later, looking into it, is garbage.
Their coverage later.
So what the coverages that he's talking about with the company that he was with. So if you give Stephen a call, I think you'll be happy with the coverages, because me and the wife were kind of the same way. We just felt like what we had with the coverages weren't good enough, and I think Stephen, over delivered. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I think you'll be very happy if you give him a shot.
He texted me though. He already texted me, so we'll get into it. Yeah.
3 rigs. Whether you get a referral or not, we appreciate it, Rabbit. You're one of the only channels I see actually doing things to help drivers and just not talking. Hey, I appreciate that, 3 rigs. And honestly, that was my goal when I started this channel years ago. It was never for this bullshit drama or any of that crap. It was just to help the drivers that are out there with things like this, issues. And honestly, I think I hit a home run finding Stephen. And I got Chris to think of for that. He knows. I've talked to him about it, and I'm telling you guys, give Stephen a call. You will be very happy, and you're going to hit a home run too. Bull of the Woods says that was the problem. They blindsided me. I feel the customer service was like this. Please hold. I have to transfer to another debt. Repeat freaking name. So getting this set up, you're going to be dealing with Stephen. Once it gets to the insurance companies, then it's kind of up to them from there, right? And their service.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say if you're not aware of what's going on, yeah, you'll get blindsided pretty much every time. And whoever maybe signed you up probably wasn't, upfront and honest about everything. So that's probably what transpired. Yeah, and that's when I say when you call customer service, that's the fun of it, which obviously you experienced, which was a nightmare. But essentially, I already know if there's a certain issue, I already know which department to call. It's I don't know, how do you want to call it? It's just like breathing, you just do it. It's like what is the word I'm looking for, James? You'd know what I'm talking about. Instinct, I guess, or not along those lines.
Your instinct, your gut feeling.
Yeah, it's like muscle memory. I already know. I'll go, press 1, then press 2, then I'm already in that right department to figure it out. So that way you don't have to.
I call that a cheat sheet. That's what I call it. I call it a cheat sheet. I tell my guys, you come aboard here, I've got the cheat sheet for all the stuff with Swift. You got the cheat sheet for who to call in on all that stuff.
But yeah, no, it's more of a, how do I want to put it? Just I'll deal with the nightmare. That way you don't have to, so you don't have to feel like, you're about to lose your mind, because it's not worth it. Just let me handle it. But you're more than welcome to call instead. But I guess the best way possibly, or most efficient way, is to possibly, have me do it for you. So
Matt says my Target was different than Florida's. That made a huge difference. I got you. So got another troll, and it's the same guy. He just keeps bringing it up, and I'm going to keep deleting your comments, but I will answer your question. I would like you to answer my question. How much are you making for to sign up each person? So that's really easy. All you got to do is call Stephen, talk to Stephen, to ask him how much I make off each person.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, I could be pretty blunt. I wanted to make sure it's pretty clear. I grew up in a very, I would say, upper middle class house. the people that were always, and I hate to put it this way, this is just the blunt, honest truth. If it hurts feelings, I'm sorry. But you shouldn't really worry about other people's pockets because that just means you have too much time worrying about other people's stuff, which is taking away your time and time to think about how to, acquire more capital, move forward in your business, whatever. It's just wasted, you know, memory space, as I call it, because he's going to make a few bucks, but you can do the same thing as well. If you had a platform like his, did something like this, it would be the same process. Um, but it doesn't have to be like, hey, how much are you making off of it? It's like, hey, if you don't want it, there's no referral to pay because ABC 123 didn't get the policy because he didn't want to. And I'm not going to force you to do anything because again, you still have to, it takes two to tango. So I can't tango alone. I mean, it just look kind of weird, but um, yeah, it's just he's doing the right thing. He built this platform. He's allowed to do whatever he wants with it. You can do the same, do something similar or completely different, and do a referral bonus that way.
I'll
But
read his other comment here in a minute, but the Bull of Woods wants to know if you're available for Saturday, Joe.
yeah, I could do Saturday, man. I'll text you. Actually, I'll text you right now, man. Here.
So ABC, is it true that you can't be Trucker Todd and get ES Advantage fuel card because of him? I don't understand that stupid question because you can't, obviously you never went to school, you don't know how to write stuff, but it's no big secret. Yeah, I found the ES Advantage card through Todd. I've always said that. I've never denied it. And I do get referrals from ES Advantage too. Um, and what they do is they put I'm trying to remember if it's 50 or 100. I think it's $50 they put on my ES Advantage card when I refer somebody. It's real easy. Yeah, I found out it through Trucker Todd. He found out about the Road Warrior headset through me. But it doesn't matter. I'm not bringing another YouTuber into this. It's not. It's there's nobody's business, and it really isn't any of your business either. ABC. It's not hurting you or helping you either way. Matt says none of them would have even had the ES if it wasn't for me, ABC. That's right. And actually, I think Matt was probably the first one to get the ES Advantage card. He's kind of an unknown, but that's where it all started from. He got it. Trucker Todd got it from Matt ultimately, really, and Charlie and Todd, or Charlie and Jeff, excuse me. Matt, it's $50, and they give anyone who refers. Absolutely, anybody that refers. And again, this isn't a show about ES Advantage. I've offered for them to come on the platform. They came on once. It was a very good lab, but this isn't their lab. This is Steven's lab. So let's get back on topic with insurance, guys.
Yeah, come on, Matt. Don't you want to talk about insurance, man? It's so exciting.
And by the way, just to let you guys know, Steven's information will be in the description of every video from here on out, too. I just haven't updated it yet, but just like ES Advantage, Austin with International Trucks, Michelle, now Steven will be on there, too.
Sweet. I guess I could go over quickly misconceptions because it's usually there's a lot of misconceptions out there with health insurance, life insurance, and dental vision is pretty straightforward. But I would say life and health and annuities. But so health insurance, it's pretty straightforward. It's very black and white. It's just you have to give and take because yes, I'll be honest with you, the American health insurance world is pretty shitty, just to be pretty frank. But you have to find what fits your needs. Maybe you don't need something here, but it benefits you greatly elsewhere. And that's what I do, is because, hey, I can't have you call me in 2 months because you had an injury and I screwed you over. I'm not here for that. I want to get a text and said, hey, my bill is supposed to be 50,000. I only paid like $800 or something. That's what I'm in it for. Because if I were in your position, again, I would want to make sure that, hey, when I go to the hospital, the doctor, if I pass away, that everything was done properly and that things get taken care of or the bills aren't, super expensive. So everything is, again, it's imagine going to get a tux or a suit fitted at Menswear's house. I'm the guy tailoring your suit. A plan is like a normal suit, but it's not perfect, but you get it to fit how you need it to. If you want it to be above the ankle, below the ankle, you want it tight on your wrist or your neck, cool, we can do that. That's essentially how I like to put it with health insurance. And then life insurance, actually, there's a lot of misconceptions, but the big one is that life insurance has more living benefits than a death benefit. So there are products out there. James and I were discussing one the other day with Nicole as well. That if anything were to happen along the way, like a critical illness, chronic illness, you need long-term care, anything like that, you can access, a percentage of your death benefit. So if you have 100K in coverage, you could access roughly 30 to 70K, just depending on how severe it is and how long you're out of work. So you can actually use it more while you're alive because it's called life insurance, not death insurance. So, but ultimately, yes, you will pass and it does pay out. Most companies that I do work with there's no waiting period. So if you make a payment, pass away the next day for whatever reason, you are still covered. Just, please don't rob a bank, have a shootout with the police or anything like that and die, because then that's a different story. But if it's something that just was out of the blue, you weren't in control of, you're still covered, just because they understand you're probably not going to die anytime soon. But it's like, hey, if you do, on the off chance, they still pay out as well, if that makes sense for you all. And annuities, it's just, it's like a glorified savings account. Instead of having it in a 401k, you just roll it into an annuity, and over time it compounds interest based off the stock market, but you have a floor of about 0 to 1%. So if the markets are having a bad year, you don't lose anything that you've grown. But again, you don't have to pay for it again. You just let it sit in there and do its thing for 7, 10, 20 years, and then you start pulling money out, for retirement or for whatever you need it for. So that's those 3 misconceptions.
So I can't even read his name. Ronan Roy, I guess. My wife says I can't read, and it's this laptop. I got to figure something out because, like I said, the lighting is just horrible. It's just
I've just checked in. Yeah.
What did I miss? I can't read what his name is though.
Ron and Roy.
So you can't
81,
either. So it's not just me. But anyway, you need to go back and watch the replay if you have any interest in getting health insurance. Yeah, that's what I would do. And wife says exactly, Matt. And Bull Woods, does my wife need to be on that 30-minute call, that 30-minute appointment? I think yes.
I would say yes, but if you really would like to talk about it and it's like I would say yes. But if you're like, hey, I really need to find out ASAP, then we'll do what we have to do. But preferably have her there, just that way the information is shared with both of you and you don't have to go spilling the information back to her.
Matt says, I wish I would have known 2 years ago when I was out of work a month because of surgery with the life insurance. Yeah, yeah. He went through hell there for about a month. I remember.
So if he has like permanent insurance, those, like I was kind of telling Nicole, those build interest every year, and that you can pull that out tax free in order to maybe cover for something like that. But a month would be too short. It'd have to be a little longer. Like if you had not going to speak into existence, but like a critical illness, you guys can all look it up. I don't want to put that out there in the world. But you could use some of the money that you've grown in your policy to pay for whatever you need to during then. And then also you'd have health insurance that covers that as well. But if it's more severe, then you would get more money because it has to be a little longer than a month, about 90 days or more.
Yeah, he I don't remember, Matt. I don't remember what happened to you. I think you broke a bone or something. Maybe your, I don't know, your leg or your arm or something. But I know you were out of work for about a month, and it was due to. I just don't remember. So just to give you an idea, Matt is he worked at Swift for years, and honestly, he was one of the very first people that I met here at Swift, and he's doing concerts and shit now. Is what he does. So he just don't quote me on this, Matt, but remind me. I think you did the he does a lot of the Japanese type concerts and stuff, the shit that my daughter likes. But he also did God, what was the group that you did? The group from the 2000s. Come on, Matt, tell me who it is that you just got off of not too long ago. God, it's right on the tip of my tongue too. It'll come here in a minute. But he does a lot of concerts. So here's my buddy Mike, Lone Wolf, Trucker Mike. By the way, he just started a YouTube channel. Mike, I haven't had a chance to watch your video because I took a little nap before I started this, but I will be on top of it after this show. Uh, Mike, you just keep sticking with it. Don't worry about the negative comments. As you can see, I'm getting negative comments. You're going to get the trolls. It's going to happen. Especially if you join up with me, you're going to get your trolls. It's Ronan Roy. Okay, I got you. Ronan Roy. Jay Riggs, I really don't know about annuities, but is the money pre-taxed or does it get taxed when you pull it out?
So that's pretty simple. It seems a little confusing, but let's say you're receiving $10,000 a month. It's not taxed until you receive it. So if you receive 10 grand at the end of the year, you report your income to the IRS as 120K. And then you basically tell them, hey, that's how much I made. And then they'll tax you after that. So if you're receiving retirement income of 10 grand and that's what it says, that's what it is until, payday comes on April 15th.
So Matt, I'm talking about, it's not Smash Mouth, but what was the group that you did? The group from the 2000s. Blink 182. That's who I'm talking about. You did Blink 182 is what you told me. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Now that would have been a cool concert or a cool group to follow. You know who they are, right? Steven?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you know who Blink 182 is, right?
I've heard of Blink 182, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they were a very popular group. So my wife says, ABC 123, are you vaxxed or unvaxxed? Get a life and move along, man, child. That's fucking funny.
Nicole, don't ask me that question. I already answered it.
I don't want to know, man.
Military,
Yeah,
they made you, so that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. My son had to go through it, too. Yeah, I mean, Epsis from Shot Gallbladder. Okay, is that the name of a group? Wow, Matt. Appointment set. Okay,
Yep.
Good deal.
They did.
Ronan Roy, I'll call you sometime tomorrow. I took my DOT physical drug screen in the waiting game. So, Ronan Roy, I'm confused. Let me see if I got you on my list. Yeah, I'm trying to see here. Oh, you're Roy Jackson. That's who you are. Yeah, call me tomorrow, Roy. It took me a minute to figure out who you were. Sometimes if you don't use your real names, I don't know who you guys are. But yeah, give me a call tomorrow, buddy. So it sounds like you're going to come aboard then. That's good. Thank you, Stephen. Yep.
You're welcome, Nicole.
Here's just a bunch of groups that he did, and so he does EDM. That's the type of music that I was talking about, and rock.
Oh yeah.
Beach Boys, Sting, Falling in Reverse, Ice 9 Kills, a bunch of EDM stuff. Disney the Stars franchise. Yeah, he did the Disney Stars tour that went up into Canada. He was in Canada for like 6 months doing that one.
Ooh.
So much I've toured with. Yeah, you've done a lot. Are you still doing that, Matt? I've done Blink and Green Day both. Yeah, fuck Green Day. I hate fucking Green Day. They can kiss
me too.
I don't. Their music sucks. And not only do they suck, but their music sucks. I hate Green Day. Now Blink 182, I can go along with Blink 182. No, the septus and gallbladder was why. Oh, I got you. I thought it was a group that you did, but no, the septus and the gallbladder is why he was out of work. That's funny. I'm sorry, man. Shows how stupid I am. Well, got to run. Looking forward to our conversation tomorrow. Thanks, Rabbit, for bringing Steven out. Take care. Hey, that's what it's all about, the Bull of the Woods. And I don't even know what your real name is. I'm sure that Steven will tell me. What's his first name? Just his first name.
TJ. But it's for TJ. It's for Saturday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I was like, unless you want to talk tomorrow, we can. But
Mac T, when did you go to Great Lakes, Steven? We might have
man
there at the same time.
Let's see. I was 2018. What was it? I was in a 900 division. I was in the Raymond James. So I was. What were we? A staff division? Yeah, staff division for the graduations. So pretty cool. It was summer of 2018.
So the wife says, "Good night, the bull. Good night to you." And Yeah, I'm switching to Landstar in February to tour with Live Nation. Yeah, that'd be something else I'd be interested in too, Matt. I might have to get with you. Is that going to be with the same guy that you're with? I bet it is because I know you do Mercer now, and I bet you're still doing it with the same guy. The shows over at Mercer just isn't enough. Yeah, I got you. You must have gotten the hookup with the concerts at Landstar. Might be something I might want to hook up with you in the future. Long future away. Let's put it that way. I don't want to do anything anytime soon.
Yeah, Matt, I don't know anything about you, man, but I already like you. So,
Who's that? Matt?
Matt, yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
does EDM, country, you know.
Well, those are the concerts that he follows. You know what I mean? He's
Mm,
Matt's a cool dude, man. He really is. He's a real cool dude.
he seems like it. He just lives in New York, so he's almost really cool. He's just cool, you know. He just
He
doesn't get the
wants
really
to.
cool.
Him and his wife are moving to Florida someday. They keep talking about it. Wow, Matt, Live Nation sounds like it will be interesting for sure and good. Yeah, Nicole, that's I've been trying to get with him to get on that. That's why. Oh wow, so he screwed Mercer. So you're going to go to Landstar and do it through him. Yeah, we might have to talk. I don't want to do it anytime soon, but in the future we might have to do some talking once you get your ground set on that. That would be the only way that I would ever go to Landstar is to get into the concerts. That would be it. And again, I'm getting at that age too. I'm not so sure that I would want to follow. I mean, I would like to, but I don't want to be out 6, 8, 9, 10 months at a time either, like you do. Yeah, he's out. But the thing is, they pay for everything. They pay for the hotel. He doesn't drive nearly the mileage that a regular OTR guy does because they just go to city, and it's really interesting. And they pay for everything: food, hotel. Some of the shit that he tells me. I mean, they taking him to big fancy ass steakhouse. Now I got another guy that is a company driver with a company out of Clearwater, Florida, and they follow sporting events, and he does all the NFL football games right now.
Ooh,
Um, he just left Buffalo. I'm sorry,
division.
he left Seattle. When I talked to him the other day, he was leaving Seattle, heading back to Florida to go down and do the Miami Dolphins game this past weekend or past Thursday or whatever. And he just follows all kinds of teams, and I don't understand their path, how they do it. It's really confusing, but he absolutely loves it. Not making a lot of money doing it, but he loves the job. Um, Not hauling for him at all. Okay, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess that's a good thing for you, obviously. We'll talk more tomorrow. Year after me, Division 150
Yeah,
ship
I
20.
know. What was it? Damn, I can't. Boot camp was such a blur. I remembered everything about it up until like 2 years ago. Um, but we were the ship in front of battle stations. We could literally like see it. It was right there. So we were that
Did you
that
go to
ship
Great
or
Lakes?
huh?
Did you go to Great Lake? Did you go to Great Lakes, Chicago?
Yep. Recruit
Buddy,
training command center. Yep.
buddy, let me tell you a little story. When I was I must have been 15, 16. I was in high school and I was in the ROTC. I For spring break, I actually went to the Great Lakes and went through their training, their little bullshit mini training thing that they had. So I'm very familiar with the Great Lakes, and also they like to open those windows up at nighttime when it's like negative 13 degrees. The whole time we were there, it was negative 13 or negative 15 or whatever, and they would have the windows open all the time, let us all freeze to death. It was cold. It was my first experience to shower with another boy or man or whatever you want to call us at that time. Very interesting. I was never big on those type of showers. I'm sure you had them too. Just don't drop the soap. So Matt says hotel, car, meals, etc. Yeah, don't brag. When I get my new truck in the spring, I'm debating on going the NASCAR route. Yeah, that's something that I would like to do too. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Either one of them. Steven did the Dragon Lady cut your hair.
She was right. She was the one. She was so. I heard about her, but I thought she was the initial one where you just get everything chopped off. She was the second haircut we got, which was like week 6 or 8. where you had like a little bit of fuzz. So like obviously you remember when you walk around the command center, you could see who's been there the longest just by their haircuts. You know, they're more bald. That means they're new. If you see more fuzz on the top and like an actual like fade with like some fuzz on the top, you knew that they were further along. So yeah, she was next to me, and thank God I didn't get her because she's crazy. From what I was hearing, but no, she didn't cut my hair, thankfully. So I've heard some horror stories.
So it's funny that you're talking about getting haircuts at the military. So a movie behind your time a little bit called Stripes. Have you ever watched Stripes with Bill Murray?
Mm-mm.
You get a chance, watch the movie Stripes. You'll find some comedy out of it. The first 15 minutes of it are actually filmed in Louisville, but the rest of it is all in boot camp in Fort Knox. And I remember them going to the barber and the first John Candy. Remember John Candy, the
Yeah, I
actor?
know John Candy. Yeah.
John Candy was in that. It was one of his movies that really got him started. But John Candy gets his head buzzed off, and three or four characters get their hair all buzzed off, and then Bill Murray goes up just a little bit off the sides and just a little bit off the top, and he comes out, and all these guys has their hair in their hands. Oh man, I'm all bad, and then they walk out. Hey, we're not in prison. Good movie, man. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's a classic. What about Blues Brothers? You ever seen the Blues Brothers?
Nope.
Man, you're missing out on some of these classic movies. These are movies that could not be made today in today's world.
No.
Watch it. Please watch those. Now the Blues Brothers is a little long. It's like 2.5 hours long, and it's got a lot of old music in it and stuff, but it's cool.
I could do like a 3-hour movie. I've watched Avengers movies before they, got shitty. Watch Harry Potter movies. I mean, longer movies the better. So
Mac T says she cut you before BS 21.
Oh, battle. Is that battle stations? Is that what you're saying?
So I'm gonna tell you right now, Mac T is one of my regular viewers. He's another one that I've never met in my life, but he puts up really funny, good comments, and someday we're gonna catch up. He actually works at Swift too. One of these days we're gonna catch up. But do you see his avatar?
Yeah, is that
It's Ike Turner from Ike Turner from the Tina Turner movie.
I was like, I couldn't tell if that was like an Eddie Murphy, like a goofy like picture that I haven't seen before. And I was like, that there's no way that's him. I was like, but I couldn't tell who it was.
I had to ask you who it was. I thought it was from Pulp Fiction, but it's from Tina Turner.
I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen that.
That's a good movie.
Mac T, what was your rate when you went in the Navy? Yeah, because I think when he says BS, I think he's talking about battle stations. I just don't know what the 21 might mean.
You were a little nervous at first coming on this live, weren't you?
No, I started drinking an energy drink, and I started getting a little twitchy, and I was like, shit.
When we started talking about it, you were a little, like, I don't know, a little nervous about it. But I think you've done real well. You've actually done very well for your first time compared to a lot of other people that I brought on. It's just you've drank a little bit. You've had a drink, huh?
Yeah, I was getting a little tired, so I was like, no, like let me not yawn or get brain fog. So I'm like, let me start sipping it a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes before I was joining, I started having one of these, and I was like, oh crap, here we go.
What is it you're drinking?
It's a Ghost energy drink. It's the new flavor, actually.
Okay, I thought you meant alcohol. Okay.
No, not that kind of drink. Jeez.
So he says, yeah, that was it. Battle Station 21.
Yeah. Man, battle stations was legally you can't talk about, but it's so overrated. It's really boring, but he knows what I'm talking about though. It's so boring.
Why can't you talk about it?
Huh?
Why can't you talk about it?
That you signed something, I forget. So I'm still within my 8 years. I have like barely a year left. But there's things that happen in there that they want to make it seem stressful. To so that way they're well prepared. But it's Oh. The dragon. That's so funny. Oh, cute.
He's younger, so he adapts well to the social media. Yes, he does. 3 Rigs, I agree with you 1,000%. I don't know how old you are, but he does adapt very well.
I've done public speaking as well, and then I've played football, and you have to be pretty much the leader of the team. So you kind of have to do it, or else you don't. You know, it doesn't really go well if you try to do it the other way. So
When I was in high school, that was actually in college. I was always really shy and stuff, and I took a speech class on purpose just to get over that shyness. And then obviously went into law enforcement. You can't have any shyness in that either. So that's why, as you
definitely
can
not.
tell, my wife has no shyness in her either. So when you go into law enforcement, you kind of lose that aspect of your personal life. You have to be in control, just like you in the military. You have to be in control of certain things. There's just no way around it. So you lose all
Mhm.
that shyness. Um, I got to tell you, it's fun taking people to jail sometimes. You know, I hate to be that person, but it's
Man,
one of those unique things that I always said. I told the wife always. I said we always had the front seat to the circus. We always did. When we were officers, we always had the front row seat at the circus, and that's basically what it is. Because there are things that, as an officer, that you should never see, that you see within life that you would never quite understand. You see how people live, and it's disgusting sometimes when you see how people really live. It's unfortunate and disgusting sometimes. Um, did you have blueberries at boot or tight threes?
I had Type threes, NWs. They're the digital camo green. I like the blueberries better, but I think they switch because of Man Overboard. If they're in a blue uniform in the blue water, yeah, it can be hard to find them. So green, I guess, is a little easier. That's what we were told, which obviously, they tell us whatever at that point. But um, yeah, no. So I had Type threes. I never had blueberries, unfortunately, so I missed out. Um, and then Max, yeah, so you were a quartermaster. I was the popo. I was the police, and then I cross-rated into being an LS in the reserves. And I just finished the reserves contract in June. And then I have like mm, June to March, 9 months in IRR status, and I'm completely out, and I'm no longer DOD. So
Truck decided it wanted to shut down, which is fine. It's starting to sun's going down. A little warm today.
it's not too bad
All
out.
right, all
I
right
like
guys.
I was
Huh?
say I like Mac T. I gotta talk to him about his experience because man, quartermaster. I would have to report to quartermaster sometimes because I would arrest people as an MP or MA is what it's called. So yeah, there'd be
Not
some
keen.
funny instances.
You might just want to talk to Steven and y'all can talk some more stories together. I put his
War
number up.
stories.
Text him, and y'all can talk your stories together.
Man, the war stories are what you watch, not even what you did. So he
That's
knows what
true.
I'm talking about too.
But that's kind of true in the law enforcement side too. I have more stories to tell you that I watched than I actually did.
Hmm.
I've seen some crazy shit. I know the wife has. Well, my wife's been involved in some crazy shit. Where she worked at, it was a little bit of a different story. All right, we're down to 8 people. I think guys are falling off, but it's been a great live. You've been a great guest. I think we got a lot of good information out there. I will tell you that this live will probably get a couple hundred views before morning. It always does. Plus with the topic, if guys are halfway decent, not like ABC 123 was, I think I think a lot of guys are going to end up calling you, dude. I really do.
Yeah.
Chris said,
I would say have them. If they can call or text. Just I don't want them to be offended if I have to send them the voicemail. Just because sometimes I'm on call, so I just want to. I hate to be rude, but it's like, hey, I can't really answer. So, but text or call works. Just text probably to introduce who you are, and then or call, then leave a voicemail, and then we can kind of go from there. So that way, you know, I don't be rude to you too much.
and make sure you saw him on Fly Rabbit's YouTube, by the way. Which he'll probably already know it anyways by talking to you, most of these guys. So appreciate it, Chris. He said thanks, James and Steven. Nice info. Yeah, I try to put out the info.
Pleasure's
And
on.
life insurance needs to go to Steven. Trucking needs to go to Fly Rabbit. Like, subscribe, share. By all means, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I try to bring good things aboard when I find good things. And Stephen was just a luck find.
From a guy I helped 2 years ago, over 2 years ago.
Well, you know what? Networking is very important, and again, guys, I mean, it's not about the referrals and the money. It's about the networking. It's about helping other people out, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help all you guys out. Now, you military guys, and I've talked to a lot of you guys. You military guys, I know you all have the military insurance, but there's no reason why you can't look at some supplemental things or some life insurance too.
And military insurance doesn't always last forever. It'll start increasing in price at a certain age, but we can go over that later.
Just a heads up, because I talked to a couple guys and they're like, well, I'm with military. I'm like, okay, well, just, maybe he might have something for you. I don't know. Not saying he does or doesn't, but give it a shot. Costs nothing to subscribe. We don't ask for money like others. That's exactly right. Just please subscribe, guys, if you're not, so you can get notifications. Ring the bell. And by the way, I know Matt said he wasn't getting his notifications because he doesn't ever see me live anymore. So I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. All right, Stephen. We went an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't think we'd go over an hour. So
I had a feeling.
You did?
I had a feeling. I scheduled myself to 8:15, so I like to block it out. But I'm still free. I have an appointment at like 9 o'clock Eastern, so I'm cool.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and cut it here because, like I said, everybody's dropping off. I know the replay gang will catch a lot of information and probably get in touch with you. But guys, easiest way, just to remind you, text Stephen. It's the best way. If you go to voicemail and you call him, go to voicemail. Don't get offended. Just give him time to call you back. Leave a message. He's a busy guy. Even without what I bring, he's still busy. So, and he's, like I said, plan on about 3 hours on the phone with him, especially if you got a family like I do. So, all right, guys, we'll call it tonight. And Stephen, thank you so much. And
Of course.
when I end this, just stay on here for a second.
I got you.
All right, guys, have a good night. Any questions, as always, call me. My number is down there at the bottom. Feel free to call me about anything to do with Swift. You guys have a good night, and we'll talk later. Have a good night, guys.